Ready?
Mhm.
Okay. So this circled part is the employer has to do this, in order to hire foreign national. Okay. And by mean job is ready, open, that means this part already has been done from the employer. So you are ready to apply from at this point. You apply for a job, let's say today. Okay. You will get a job confirmation within 7 to 10 days. Okay. We're gonna do interview by emailing and all those. And once you get the job confirmation from the sponsor, we can file PERM, the labor certification. Okay. You know what is the PERM is?
Yeah.
Right. And usually it takes about 3-4 months to get an approval. Okay. And once we get the PERM LC approval, and we can file I-140, okay, immigration petition to USCIS. PERM is to the Department of the Labor. All right. And in between those two periods, there is about like a 30 days of the preparation period for my legal team to prepare for the packet for yourself. And we prepare everything, we will file it, and this process has 2 different tracks. One is basic, regular, the processing, which can take about up to 8 months to get an answer from USCIS. But if you adopt to do expedite premium
Oh yeah, I
processing,
heard like you have to pay like 1,500 or something around this, right?
1410 exactly. If you pay 1410 to USCIS, not to me, and then they will answer in 2 weeks instead of 8 months.
Yeah, which is pretty much worth it.
So let's say I'm gonna tell you just the best scenario case, okay? So you get an approval in 3 months of the LC, and there's a 1 month in between, and you get approval in 2 weeks with the premium processing. And once you get approval,
So generally we're talking like about a half a year. So just the
less than half,
I mean, I would take the worst case scenario. So let's say half a year.
About 6 years. I mean, 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
About 6 months, okay, with the premium, right? And there's another 1 month in between I-140 and 485.
Adjustment of status.
Right. 485 is adjustment of the status. And we file this, and this one is the longest process that we have to wait. It takes about 8 to 12 months here. Okay. But as soon as we file 485, within 2 months, 2-3 months, you will get an EAD card, which is a working permit. And that's the time that you can start to work. Okay, report to the work, start to work, and then you will notified from USCIS to come to an interview while you are working in this process. And let's say you do an interview sometime 2 months later, after we get the working permit. All right.
Okay, so since
starting from here, getting a working permit takes about 2 to 3 months, right? And once you start work at this point, and you will have an interview.
So after they're obtaining the work permit, from here we can start work, right?
This is a work permit, EAD card. All right, you can start to work from this point. Okay, and you will get an interview scheduled about in 2 months from you start your work.
But the interview, so after I get the work permit,
yes,
I can start the work at the place whichever we do the contract with, right? It's not going to after the whole process finish, or
no.
So we start work right after this, and while I'm already working there.
The reason why you start to work is it's because you are allowed to work, and this whole program is for getting a foreign worker for the company.
Yeah,
sponsor.
Obviously.
Okay. If you don't work, even with the working permit,
no, because
allowed. Let me just explain you. This is how USCIS will think. If you don't start to work with a working permit, and they will start to doubt about it. Why this guy?
No, I get it. No, because my question was, do I get the interview before I start the work, or is it literally go
after?
So yeah, it goes after. So
right?
I start the work, and then only we got the interview.
Right. After, right? And
the quick question: the interview is gonna be so if I'm doing all the paperwork from LA, and then I don't know, example, I move to Georgia or I don't know, Washington or something. It's gonna be in Georgia or Washington.
You don't have to come here. Yeah, that's it. So when you pass your interview, and then process is done, your 485 is going to be approved upon the interview, right? Interview approval, right?
What's the interview usually about? They just
about your personal history.
Oh, so
about
just
everything about your personal history. Perm and the immigration petition is all about the employer. And this part, adjustment of the status, it's 100% all about you. Criminal background, health, and you are maintaining your status with F1, right? And
Yes.
they will ask you about any activity while
Okay,
you are
so
F1.
here I have one question. So when I came here, it was 2 years ago. I've got my passport stolen. Since I got it stolen, I requested from the
Replacement.
from Ukrainian embassy. But there is no way to get a visa while being in the U.S. So I've never get back to Ukraine to get a new visa. But they have a process which called
Don't you have like a paperwork or record or anything?
no, they have the record, but they're not gonna issue me the new visa inside of the U.S. So I anyway have to go back to. So what I did, I sent my passport to Ukraine, and they have the process while you can send your papers to the embassy and try to like renew the visa, like while you still have it in system. But what happened? So they declined it. They didn't put me the new visa in the passport, and what I've just requested.
Because you already, I mean, you have a valid visa anyways. That's the reason, probably.
Yes, but this is the thing. So because I did it, as they explained me later, so the old visa which I used to have, they revoke it, so it's not exist anymore.
It's not valid anymore.
Yeah, it's not valid anymore.
Okay.
But the I-20 and I'm still in the status. I'm still having.
As
the I-20
long as
and
you
everything.
have current valid I-20, that's all I need.
Okay, so since the
I
I-20
don't
is
care
good,
whether
so what
your
happened to the
F1 is
visa?
revoked or expired. It doesn't matter. The most
So
at this point is
I-20.
I-20.
Okay, yeah, this was like one of the most concerns.
So that means you must maintain your I-20 as long as the process goes.
And so I must to maintain the I-20 until the interview or until the obtaining
If you
the.
can, until the interview, yes, if you can.
But again, so there's like if I get the work permit
From
here and the interview.
from starting to work, that means you are becoming a pending permanent resident. You're not F1 anymore. So
Okay, so since I've got the work permit, I can stop the I-20 and just renew it.
technically you can do that because there is nothing wrong with it, right? Because you are pending permanent residence, you have work permit, you can even apply for social security number.
I already have it.
I mean, if you don't have it, let's say. So nothing's wrong with it. But in case, at the end, if your case gets denied because of any personal glitches or reason for, I don't know, it may happen,
Is
right?
it common like that the case might be denied or not common?
It's not common, but, because every case is different and everyone's, life history is different.
Right.
So
I don't think I used to have anything.
I mean, I cannot predict anything at this point. You know what I mean? So that's why I cannot tell you what's gonna be the result at the end. But I'm just showing you what's the possibility of, right? Okay. So what if you don't get approved at the end? Then you don't have status from here to here. You're becoming an undocumented, which is not good. Obviously.
Yes.
Right? Obviously. So some people does maintain their I-20 somehow. I don't know how.
But okay, so while I already obtained the work permit, do I still allowed to be in school, like maintaining the I-20? Is it possible? So it's like it goes like two status in the same time, isn't it?
It's possible as long as there's a school and you pay the tuition and you go to school. Then there's no reason not to issue I-20 as a school standpoint. Okay, they will not ask what is your where is your work working permit or whatever. That's not the
You're right. I
requirement
mean, school
for
is
them. School, as long as you have valid I-20, you're transferring from different one, and they can issue by the document, and you are maintaining just for a few months.
Okay, so yeah, so the I-20 is better to maintain until the end of the.
That's
so
what
until the
I
interview.
will suggest. If you can. There's a variety of the reason they cannot because of the monetary, financial reason or some other reason as well. But I recommend. But it's up to you. If you.
I mean, I like to be more secure in case.
Secure and safer way. That's what I'm saying.
In a safer way.
I mean, you can give up your I-20 as soon as you get the working permit. There's nothing's wrong with it if that's your call. You know, you're not doing anything wrong. But if I, think about the further process, what if you maintain
Yeah,
both?
right. Instead, so it's better to. Okay, regarding the payment, so how much and where
So
we pay?
total price is 16,000, and
I think it was 15 the last time when I called you.
it was a while ago, maybe then.
Maybe like 3 months ago or something.
Yeah.
On that.
So from January 1st, we've changed a little bit.
Okay.
So I can send you new information by email. It's a 16, and the rest of the thing is pretty much similar. But I can send you the detail by email if you leave your email address here.
Yeah, I will. What about the exactly the work? So like my question is mostly what it's gonna be. Like what do I should expect of like where I will be
I
working?
mean the job
Yeah,
description
like
wise.
kind of this.
So they have.
Because
40
I've been
let's
to
say
work and travel
you-
before, and like I know what is like sometimes sounds really good, but then you come there and like
I mean, let's say you go to the poultry processing plant. They have like a 42 different processes in one plant, and most likely, other people will kill the chicken. It's not gonna be you.
no, I mean I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the killing chickens, but like the generally like
Sorting, packing, cleaning, like a general unskilled
Yeah.
labor.
you said also the Mexican restaurant chain.
It's coming up in March.
What else will be over there? Like
Back, kitchen helper without
the
any
busser
skill. It can be, right? Or the server. Server doesn't need a special skill. A busser, of course, and back, kitchen, food prep. You're not a cook, right?
Yeah, no.
So you're just cutting, maybe, that kind of thing. Cleaning. So yeah, anything within the restaurant job does not require a special skill.
Aluminum processing and the other one you said the furniture manufacturing.
Furniture manufacturer, pretty much the same. Any
Just
job,
like cleaning and
any job, just anybody can do it without any special skill.
okay. So on which part over here, or like do we choosing the job over here
From the
like,
beginning.
So from the beginning
When you
we're choosing.
apply, that means that you apply to the job specifically to the company.
So like we go straight
At
to
the
the
beginning.
company. So can you send me on the email also like the I don't know, either basic description, like if you have more detail, or like the
Yeah, I
the
have
one which you're
company
gonna be like
information
the,
and all the program detail breakdowns.
I mean, I'm more preferring like not the chicken processing, like whatever's aluminum or the manufacturing of the furniture or the Mexican chain restaurants.
right.
I would
So
like
the first one will be available. It's going poultry processing plant will be the Mexican restaurant in March. That's the first one that you're gonna
Analogy.
have in March. Okay, a couple months. Yeah, and I don't know the time frame for the aluminum manufacturer, but I know
aluminum
it's
manufacturer sounds like
So it is
big
in
factory
South.
with the boiling metal and everything.
Oh well, I mean it can be involved in some of that, but
No, like,
that's not going to be part of your
this
job.
one is still like sounds a little bit scary. Like the furniture manufacturing sounds okay. The Mexican chain restaurant sounds most
Okay,
preferable.
okay. So you can apply for that, the restaurant. Yes. So as long as you prepare all the documents that requires.
Payment parts. So it just goes all in the same time, or it's
Start with the 5,000 here at the beginning.
5,000 here.
Okay, and another 5,000 here, and 6,000 here. So
Okay.
you start with the 5,000, pretty much about 1/3, right? And once you get your labor certification gets approved, and then you pay second payment, right? And once your I-140 gets approval, then you make a final with any applicable government filing fee, which is like a premium processing fee.
So if it's gonna be the
If
premium
it's-
processing, so it's gonna be not 16 but 17, around 1750.
17 full.
If we're gonna add the premium processing for
Yes,
the
if you add. If you don't add, it's a 16 flat, which include everything for you. If you have dependent, there's another fee, of course.
yes. So how much gonna be the fee if we're gonna have the dependent?
How many and how old?
One. The 20,
Wife?
Yeah.
It's got to be legally married.
Yes. In here, in the United States.
It doesn't matter where you get
Yeah.
married, but as long as I have marriage license and certification, right? Dependent fee is going to be, let's see, total $2,225.
So
That's it.
20 to 100 more. Okay, that's pretty understandable. Yeah, let me leave you my email. So
You can